today we're talking about your pitch, and that pitch can be used when you're talking to people in real life, when you're pitching online, when you're on the phone. It can be used in a document, so it can be used in all sorts of combinations. And it's really important piece of content because based on what you say, it could be what people use to engage you. And if you don't have this little pitch really well crafted and cogently and congruently created, wow, look at that little alliteration I just did there. If you don't have that done and you come up with some random things that you haven't even planned, you just lose an opportunity to grab a sale. So it might be during a lunch. What's that thing people always had, a cocktail party or a networking event? What do you do? It is the number one question that we all get asked. And generally, and I have been there, nearly everything I'm talking about, I've done it. So there's no judgment associated with it. I've absolutely done it myself. Because often you can't be bothered, especially if you're a jack of all trades, which I've been for many, many years. You say things like, you know what, I do a bunch of stuff. Or, oh, a bit of everything, jack of all trades. Nudge, nudge. Or even, I've done this. Don't worry, it's too complicated. I mean, what a waste of an opportunity. I can't believe I've let so much business slide away because I can't be bothered actually creating one line to promote myself. That is the absolute truth. So a quick tip, don't say any of those things, right? Because they don't work. And even though you have the intention of, I'm not really wanting to bore you and I don't want to labor you with everything I do, so you're actually doing it at a service to them, what they're hearing is you're not together. You're not really, you're not professional. So there's a couple of things you can do in order to overcome those little hiccups of getting started as a pitch. So the first thing is you've got to get their attention. And by the way, this is all in a document. It's a template that you can print out. And I'm following along here. So I'll use some particular wording I want to get right. So I'm actually going to read it out loud. But you can print this off and you can use it for yourself. But the first thing is to get their attention. And in that sense, you've got to give them something that they want and you've got to solve a problem that they have. And that comes by asking them some questions. And we've talked extensively in other videos about how you can get their attention and how you get their attention and how you can actually get them to talk to you, tell them your needs and your problems so that you can match that and give it back to them. So rather than saying, I do a bit of everything, or, I just do a bunch of stuff, or I'm in marketing, which are not really that helpful. You can say things like, I write words that help people sell more products, or I help people make more money from their website, or I write web copy that puts your site on page 1 of Google. I write emails that get opened, etc. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can actually create that's really specific, quite niche, and solves a massive problem for that particular business owner. So you got their attention. Next thing to think about is, well, can you use a template so you can actually craft this really lovely sentence that you can use at any time, no matter who you're talking to. Now, this does require you to think on your feet a little bit because you're hearing something, brand new person, you've got to calibrate that back in that brain going on and then give them something back that's absolutely perfect for them. So it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, you can use it for any business owner whatsoever. So here's this template that I've crafted. So it looks like this, and you've got the printout there, hopefully. I help ... insert your target market there, and then insert the feature of what you do so that ... Now, let me explain. This is, let's say you meet a yoga teacher, and I don't know why I use yoga teachers all the time in my examples, but I seem to, or financial planners, but I just find that they're really easy to understand, as is financial planning. So if you were talking to a yoga teacher who owned a studio, you got to know that generally filling the room is their biggest problem. And in fact, you'll hear that from them. And so whatever their problem is, you take that and you say something like, I help yoga studios market their businesses effectively so that every class they run is full. So to get back into the template, I help target market, which is yoga studios, insert the feature, which is market their businesses, which is what you're doing. That's your bit. And then the benefits so that every class they run is full. So that bit gives you the benefit. Most people leave off the so that bit and they just say, I just help yoga teachers or studios market their business. That's interesting, but not that useful to the yoga teacher. But when they hear that every class is full, suddenly go, oh my God, I had 3 people in my class last night at 8 o'clock at night, which is actually a true story. Not me, but the yoga teacher. And I'm thinking for them, the poor teachers, the poor studio, that's 3 people in the room, a teacher, the overheads, the heating, and it was really hot. Don't know why they do that, but anyway, I'm sure it's to do with sweating out something. But I thought, wow, that's a really expensive night for them. They seriously need marketing. So you can actually go to your own marketing, your own yoga studio if you love yoga, and look around and think this guy she needs to market their business. That's your opportunity to use this kind of content. So another sort of example, I help authors create an awesome website so that they can sell more books at a higher margin and get paid speaking jobs. So the authors is the target market. Sell more books is the feature that you offer, and the benefit is make more money and get paid speaking jobs. Now, authors, they're the 2 things authors really, really want. Last one, I help franchise owners design automated email systems so that they have a regular supply of hot leads for their product. How niche is that? And if you're talking to a franchise owner and they hear you say this, they're going, oh my gosh, you're the answer to my dreams. So franchise owners is the target audience. Automated email systems is the feature, the thing that you offer. And the benefit is a regular supply of hot leads for their product. That's the benefit. So how do you use this, right, without it sounding like you've just completely made it up and inserted it to suit them? So it sounds a little bit too neat to be believable. Thinking, oh, that's a bit coincidental. I'm a yoga teacher and you work with yoga teachers. Thinking you're spinning me a line. Well, you can pull back a bit. You can amp it up and generalize it a little so it doesn't look so conveniently neat. So it might be something like, I help educators and trainers market their businesses effectively so that every class they run is full. So rather than saying yoga teacher, because it is so specific and so convenient, because that's who you're talking to, you can actually ramp it up or chunk it up a bit more to educators, trainers, other people in a similar business who need to have a full house. So the same idea. It could be in terms of the franchise, it could be something like, I help small business owners create automated marketing systems so that they can have a supply of hot leads on tap. So you're not saying franchise people, you're saying small business owners. So you're just anonymizing it a little bit so that it is not so, obvious. So the next time you are talking to people and you are at an event, or you're going to an event, and if you go to BNI or any of these networking events, you get trained in how to pitch. Take the time to write it out. I actually believe you should write it out. And this document that you've got access to will help you do that. And maybe create a few versions of it. So no matter who you're talking to, or that you're going to a particular event that's going to have a type of occupation there, grab a few little versions of that so that you can try it out on different people. Because if you're saying it to one person and then this other person is, oh, what do you do? They didn't hear the first one, and you say it again. It's like, I just said it to this person and now they're hearing me say this again. It sounds like I'm an actor and I'm just, reeling off the words. So you need to be a little bit flexible with the way that you present yourself. But what I can say is, if you don't pre-plan, if you don't prepare, then you end up saying things like, oh, I do a bit of everything. Yeah, I'm a writer, and that's not that useful to the target audience. So this is a critical moment. You've got the leads right in front of you. All these people are interested. And if you give them a good piece of copy that you've crafted and prepared, you're more likely to get the gig. Go for it.